Let me ask you this question. What are your strengths as an actor? What type of characters are you naturally good at portraying? If you haven't been to acting school or haven't had the access to others in your field, then maybe it's time you should. You may have an inkling of what you're good at since you feel it yourself or have been told by friends and colleagues, but the truth of the matter is you'll be surprised to know how much you don't yet know about yourself. Therefore, we're now going to dive in deep in order to discover a little about ourselves, especially our strengths as people, not actors, so that we can coax further information about how best to position ourselves as actors. There's 5 ways of discovering some of these secrets. Are you ready? Here goes. Number 1, what sort of environment did you grow up in? Were you born with a natural set of competencies when you grew up in an environment that helped create your mental map? This assisted you in nurturing your skills, which eventually developed into interest and curiosities towards certain ideas. Don't ignore these. Remind yourself what you grew up around and what you've enjoyed doing as a youngster. Make a list of what you recall growing up when you were 5, 10, 15 years of age. Number 2, what have you been doing for the last 10 years? What hobbies or habits have you nurtured in the last decade? Write it down, what you did in the last several years that most appeal to your senses. It doesn't necessarily have to do with work. It could be more to do with interest and likings. Are you good at cooking, skiing, or some other activity that you didn't immediately see as relevant benefit? Number 3, what feedback have you received? What do other people say about you? Is there a consistent pattern of compliments you have received from strangers throughout your life? You can only build on existing competence, so dig deeper to find out what you're naturally good at. Just avoid approaching relatives to the answers. Go further and ask those that don't necessarily know you that well. Constructive feedback is what you need. It might be your smile, your sense of direction, the way you empathize with people, how well you listen, or how amazing you are at a certain sport. How can you build on this competence? What are the obvious signs of the things you are naturally good at? Reflect on your life so far. Number 4, when you're out with friends, what do you talk about effortlessly? Which topics do you discuss that make you feel alive and energized? Which subjects could you discuss for hours on end? Make a list of those for future reference. Number 5, what is your personality type? There are countless of assessment systems on the internet that will allow you to assess your personality type. The Myers-Briggs type indicator will allow you to identify which of the 16 distinctive personality types are the best match for you. The Clifton Strengths Assessment will help you identify your talents so that you can develop them into greater strengths. These are just a couple of the assessment systems that are well worth investigating, and I've put the links down below for you to inquire further. You're probably thinking, hey, I'm an actor. What do I need those systems for? They veer more towards the business side of an individual's personality, and since I already know what I'm good at, what's the point? But hold on a second. We all tend to fall into the trap of believing we know what we're good at, but sometimes this can be far from the truth. Allowing yourself to answer the 5 questions above and then following whichever assessment system you choose will open your mind to greater possibilities in the acting world, some of which you may not even have realized were possible. These systems will not only draw out your personality type and the skills you have acquired so far, but will also give you a better idea of what type of characters you could realistically portray in your endeavors as an actor. Acting rebels, if you're serious about leveling up your acting career, don't just watch, act, and hit the subscribe and join the movement. Also, click the link below to jump into our Acting Rebel School community. It's packed with incredible benefits, exclusive content, amazing interviews, live Zoom chats, and accountability groups. And don't forget, there's a supportive network there to help you. It's fun, it's free, and it's where your next big role awaits. Let's get cracking.